I decided to stay in theme and wear blue and white because, you know, the whole Mary thing. Yeah. This book, I heard about it a few months ago. I added it on my radar reads because the first thing that it said was Mina is 17, a virgin, and pregnant. And you're like, wait, what? Somebody actually wrote a Mother Mary YA retelling? What? Like, that's crazy. And I remember thinking this could either be an epic book or it could blow up in their faces, and that would be sad. Thank goodness it was the former. It was a really good read. I was surprised. You know, it's such a, I guess it would have been such a sensitive topic to tackle. I mean, religions are involved, but I was surprised how much the author was able to stay neutral and not get either preachy, because she could have gone two ways. She could have been all preachy, and not everyone obviously reading this book is going to be a Christian, or she could have completely mocked the whole idea. And then on the other hand, some people reading the book are Christian. So I was surprised on how she was able to balance that fine rope of not being too preachy, not being too mocking, not making it sound like fiction, but yet something that people in the world still believed in, and that was cool. That was cool, so props for that. So it's a retelling in the modern day times. Is that a word? Yeah, it's a word. God, Salva, think. There's a straight A student named Mina. One day she's approached by this old mystical lady. She accidentally says, yes, just whatever you're asking, yes, I'll do it, just get out. Like, the old lady was really freaking her out, and she's just like, yes, yeah, I'll do it, I'll do whatever you want. And then she gets pregnant, and she's never done the act of which a baby might stem from. Yeah, she's a virgin. Mina, at the start of the book, I was like, am I gonna be attached to her? Is there anything that will make her relatable? She seemed kind of distant in the first part of the book, and then as you go on, you just sort of fall in love with her because she's the strength she has and how brave she is. At the same time, she's not. She cries, she breaks down, because if you were 17 in the 21st century and you were a virgin and then you got pregnant, and then you know how the 21st century works. You've got social media, a lot of high school bullies and crazy people everywhere. That's scary, and I think one of the great things about Mina as a character is that she's not on 100%. There are some scenes where she just goes to her room and like cries for the whole day, but at the end of the day, she keeps pushing forward. Instead of being a mere biblical retelling, it touches on so many topics nowadays. Like, there's a part where her best friends and her boyfriend don't believe her, friendship problems, her family, the way that the author just wrote about all her family members. It grounded the story. Instead of it being like a frou-frou retelling, the characters were real. They weren't stock characters meant to be the supportive mom and the cute sister. They were all so real. I loved getting to know all the characters. The ending, I don't know, like, I understood it. At the same time, you had all these people who were going, spoiler, I guess this is the time for me to say, spoiler alert! The ending where Mina and Jesse go to New York and they have to say goodbye to Mina's family. It was very jarring to read about because you had all these people who supported her during the pregnancy that she was just gonna up and ditch. There's that feeling of these people helped her through the 9 months and now she's just gonna ditch them. And of course it's for a good reason, of course she has to do it, but it's still a bit of that I wish that she could have figured out another way of Mina escaping from the media without having to leave her family behind. Let's talk about the media. Not only was this book about miracles and religion and friends, but it also took on the topic of viral stories. You know how, like, you're on Facebook and then the BuzzFeed article comes up and it's like, woman gives birth to 10 twins. And immediately some sort of judgment rushes to your mind. Whether you want it to or not, there's a judgment there. Some people take action and actually troll on the comments. They'll start insulting or praising or trash talking that person. A lot of that was touched on in this book, because what if they didn't want this story to be out? What if somebody just leaked it and they didn't want to, and there you are miles away from the subject of the story, being so invested in their story without even knowing who they really are. That's what happens to Mina. She gets affected by all these people yelling at her and saying she's gonna go to hell. A lot in the book where she's just like, they don't even know who I am. Why do they feel like they need to make their opinion heard? They don't know who I am. They don't know what I've been through, and yet somehow they're assuming I'm possessed by the devil. And that was kind of a wake-up call, because we do that a lot. Like, we'll see stories, we'll make snap judgments. We don't know anything about them. We don't know their story. We don't know if it's all real. We don't know if some people are like, oh, they did it for the attention. Some people might not even want it for the attention. I think this was a great book to read, aside from all the miracleness, but just for that, just for the insight. It was eye-opening. One of my favorite quotes in the story, and I think it's just so relevant to things happening today in the real world, and whether or not you're religious or whether or not you believe in a higher being or not. This quote is like just really good to think about and think over. I'ma go. At the very least, I think it's outside of our right and our authority to question and criticize what is or isn't God's doing. This is not for us to judge. We cannot condemn. We can only hope and pray and open ourselves to the possibilities that God can still reach down and can touch our everyday lives in ways that maybe we've dreamed never possible. For the religious ones, we believe in the ideas we read in the Bible. We believe in Jesus and his mother Mary. Why is it so hard to believe that miracles can still happen today in our modern world? Ask yourself that, if nothing else. Why? Or more appropriately, why not? That hit me. I mean, that quote, we're so quick to judge all the time. We're so quick to condemn. And I know after I film this video, I'm gonna go out and probably have a nice gossip session with my girlfriends. I could pretend to like be a hypocrite and say, nobody judge, you stop judging, when I know deep down I myself am gonna judge at one point in my life. But it's an eye-opener. Maybe next time I'll think twice when it comes to spreading a rumor that may or may not be true, or making snap judgments on someone whose story I barely know. I think that's the real beauty of this book, is that miracles and faith and all those things don't have to be centered about religion. Miracles can happen. The miracle of Mina's dad accepting her for who she is. The miracle of her having Hannah as a best friend. Faith, she has her faith in her family, and she has her faith in her friends. Those things don't have to be around religion, and they can be around the everyday things. You can have faith in the people around you, and miracles can happen. I believe this is the most emotional, sappy, let's talk about our feelings kind of review I've had. Give it a read. I would say it's one of the most thought-provoking YA books I've read in a while, and I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all down there. I will see you guys next time. Bye!